world isn't the same anymore, and honestly, is not for the better. Everything feels gray, colorless, and so have we. Somewhere along the way, we lost our spark. And if you're being real with yourself, you probably feel it too. Every year, we hear the same thing. Next year will be my year. Except it wasn't last year, and it wasn't the year before that. So guess what? It won't be 2025 either, unless you force it to be. So here's the deal. Spare me just a few minutes, and I'll make sure you lock in for 2025. For real. But before we go any further, here's a quick disclaimer. I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation is just a sugar rush. I'm not selling candy. I'm giving you the tools, perspective, and a hard kick in the teeth you need to actually make 2025 your year. Look, I get it. You've tried. Or at least, you think you have. Maybe you started a bulking plan, but quit after 2 weeks because life got busy. Or you set goals that were vague enough to ignore, like, I want to be better. Better at what? Breathing? You've been doing that since birth. See, trying isn't enough. If you're half-assing it, you're not failing because life is unfair. Although, yeah, it can be. You're failing because you're waiting for life to magically align with your vibes. But guess what? It won't. You're the one who has to align yourself with your goals. And to do that, you need to start with the most important thing, your time. How many times have you said, I don't have time? Funny thing though, you had time to scroll TikTok for 3 hours yesterday. You had time to rewatch the same show for the 4th time because it's cinema. You had time to stare at the ceiling wondering where all your time went. But did you notice? You have time. You're just bad at using it. Let's do the math. You have 24 hours in a day. Let's say you sleep for 8 hours, if you're lucky, work or go to school for 8 hours, and spend 2 hours eating or just existing. That leaves you with 6 hours. Now ask yourself, what are you doing with them? If you can't answer that without stuttering, there's your problem. We live in a time where you can learn anything for free, or close to it. Want to start a business? There are tutorials, templates, and even AI tools that'll practically hold your hand through it. Want to get fit? Apps, YouTube channels, and communities will keep you accountable. Want to learn a new skill? Platforms like Coursera, Skillshare, or even TikTok have you covered if you follow the right creators. So why are you wasting time scrolling instead of leveling up? Your phone isn't the enemy. You are. It's a tool, but if you treat it like a toy, it'll treat you like a joke. But tools are only effective if you have a plan, and that's where most people fail. Systems. Saying, I want to save money is cute, but what's your plan? Are you tracking your expenses, automating savings, or are you just hoping your bank account will surprise you like a pop quiz? Same goes for fitness, learning, and relationships. Goals are useless without systems. Systems are what make you show up on the days you don't feel like it. They're the boring routines that get results. Meal preps, study schedules, workout plans. These things separate those who achieve from those who just talk about achieving. And while we're talking about it, let's address the ugly grind. Most of what'll make you successful isn't exciting. It's boring, repetitive, and tough. Waking up early to work out when you'd rather sleep. Saying no to plans to focus on your goals. Putting in effort when no one is clapping for you. The grind isn't supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel necessary. Once you stop expecting every step to be fun, you'll start seeing results. But the grind doesn't have to be the old-fashioned way. Times have changed. We live in the most resource-rich era of all time. No excuses for ignorance or stagnation. Want to make more money? Opportunities are everywhere. Want to learn coding, public speaking, dancing, drawing, editing, anything? Free tutorials are out there, so why are you stuck? You're not struggling because there are no opportunities. You're struggling because you're not grabbing them. Scrolling through success content isn't the same as taking real action. You might be watching this video and listening to my advice, but are you actually doing the work? Stop being a passive consumer of inspiration. Start being an active participant in your own life. Now, here's the last thing. People avoid taking real action because they've bought into this idea of balance. You've been sold this dream that you can perfectly balance everything: work, life, growth, rest. Newsflash: it's overrated. If you want something badly enough, something else has to give. Not everything is going to fit neatly into your schedule. That's okay. You need to prioritize. Your goals need to be front and center, not an afterthought. And in order to do that, you have to ask yourself one hard question. Am I really trying? It's easy to say you're trying, but are you really trying? Or are you just dabbling? There's a big difference between effort and consistent effort. One gets you short-term results, if that. The other transforms your life. Be honest. If you're not where you want to be, is it because the world is against you? Or is it because you haven't fully committed? Are you the lamest because the world's unfair? Or are you the lamest because you're not fully showing up? You can't half commit and expect full results. Look, I'm not perfect, and I'm not here to tell you I have all the answers, but I can say this with confidence. I'm the best version of myself I've ever been, and that's because I stopped waiting for life to hand me success. I started forcing it, even when it was hard. So, if I can do it, what's stopping you? This is your wake-up call. I'm not going to end this with some cheesy, "you've got this" line. You might not have this, but what I can tell you is that if you lock in, really lock in, 2025 can be the year you stop saying, "Next year will be my year," and start saying, "This year is mine." The world isn't going to fix itself. It's gray, colorless, and that sucks. But you're smart, strong, adaptable, and yes, you're a cutie pie. You can fix yourself, and maybe that'll bring a little color back to everything else too. So, are you in, or are we having the same conversation next year? You tell me.